Shout out to my people. Shout out to my people. Sending love, positivity, and good vibes to my people, man. I hope you guys are doing good today. I'm doing great. Today we got a clip of Charleston White speaking on Donald Trump. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you guys hop into my bio where you guys can follow my other platforms. So I love you guys. Let's get it.
All right, everybody, you already know what it is. It's the hottest show on the net, the No Game But Tie Game podcast. And today we got a very, very, very special guest in the building. I'm sure they already know who you is, man. But go ahead and introduce yourself.
Say, man, it's America's favorite uncle, Charleston White, aka the new comedian on stage on the block, man, Rat Williams, Uncle Ruckus, whatever you want to call me, but they know what it is by now. Just say
They already know what it is. Now listen, we about to get right into it, man. Donald Trump just officially won the election.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, you know, some say she put up a good fight.
I say she didn't put up a fight. Yeah. I say she didn't even fight back.
She didn't fight back?
She didn't fight back. Well, if she wanted to fight back, she was supposed to go, she went and picked the low-hanging fruit. The low-hanging fruit from the tree, meaning she went and got the Cardi B crowd, the Megan Thee Stallion crowd, the Glorilla crowd, the Sexy Red crowd, the Quavo crowd. She didn't go get the Tyler Perry's crowd. She didn't go get the Harvard law students crowd. She didn't go get our mother's intellectual crowd. She went and got the hoes and the bitches of the culture and presented them to us as if that was gonna pull out the best of black people to come vote for her. She didn't go get the best of black people. Viola Davis, Regina King, Sanaa Lathan, Queen Latifah. It was way more black other entertainers that she could have went and got other than these ass-shaking ladies.
So do you feel that her having Megan Thee Stallion shake her ass?
Yeah, that hurt her.
You think that hurt her voters?
Yeah, that hurt her. Beyonce is not a community leader. Kelly Rowland isn't a voice that we want to hear during election time, because once they stop singing, we don't know what they sound like, because they don't speak to us as a culture. They don't talk to us as a people. So there's many things that happen to us as black people throughout this country, and those black voices remain silent. So here you go get the same people that attended all the Diddy parties and put them before us with their moose knuckles, their ass shaking. Cardi B just broke up with her husband, just recently had a baby. We haven't seen Cardi B nurturing the baby. We ain't seen her breastfeeding the baby. You done handed your baby off, so we hadn't saw that. So how can you go get this woman, and you got black married people who are sitting back saying, well, who is this woman? My mama didn't know who these people were.
They said that Cardi B was actually cheating with the baby. Watch out.
Yeah, man. You know, you get that with that long shaft, he gonna be tapping the baby in the head as he coming in out there. He gonna be tapping the baby upside the head. And man, chances are they ain't wearing no rubber, because if I'm fucking a pregnant broad, I'm going in raw, because I know I can't get her pregnant. I'm coming out in there. So so these wasn't the best people to go get, man. There's no way you can compare Coretta Scott King or Betty Shabazz with this group here. So nah, she fucked up by doing that.
So do you feel like when people was voting, do you feel like they was really voting against Biden? Or do you feel like the Democratic Party didn't really give her enough time? Or do you feel like she was going to lose regardless?
She was going to lose regardless, because this is a democracy, right? Both parties have preliminaries, right? So you get 12, 15, 10 Democrats, you may have 17 or 20 Republicans. Yeah. They spend a time going through a preliminary, and the party people pick the one that they want to represent the party. They gave us her. Joe Biden stepped down and they said, okay, this is going to be your presidential nomination. Let us pick who we want. So that's where they lost it.
I feel that too.
Yeah.
I was saying that too. I was like, they kind of just threw her in there, and I was like, she had a preliminary a few years, like 4 years ago, right?
And she didn't win.
She didn't make it.
She didn't make it, yeah.
So then she became the vice president. They just kind of threw her in there.
Yeah, kind of like affirmative action. They just picked her because she was a black woman. They thought that they could win. So she was going to really be a puppet.
So I feel you on that. So do you think that Donald Trump is, I know you feel like Kamala never had a chance of winning, but do you feel like Donald Trump is actually the right president for the job?
I believe he's the right president for America right now. For one of the first things he's coming in and doing, he's stopping children from being able to have their body parts cut off. He's stopping children from being medically or chemically castrated because at 9 years old, this little boy want to be a girl because he been with his mama all his life.
Right.
So he's coming in and stopping that. Another thing he's coming to do, he says he's going to do immediately, is mass deportation, where all these migrants and immigrants have come into the country. They've taken over apartments. They getting food stamps, welfare stuff that me and you couldn't get.
Right.
So he's one thing I know, he's for America.
I heard they was getting $350 a week.
Man, they was.
In New York.
Chicago, homie, they was getting, the black people in Chicago was complaining about not being able to get the Section 8 in the government system, but these people coming right over and getting it. Imagine us as a black man in this country. We cannot walk into the food stamp office and go ask for food stamps. We can't get the government assistance. Now, a black woman can with a baby, but the black man can't, the white man can't. So they're giving that to them. On top of that, all of this money that the Joe Biden campaign and administration is sending to Ukraine, these billion-dollar packages. Mm-hmm. Man, we can't even get, man, they won't even send money during the hurricanes.
And I feel that was one of the biggest things that actually hurt, because people's looking at the situation like you can't afford food, you can't afford gas, you can't afford to take care of your kids. And we don't have no money allegedly, but we got enough money to send
billions in aid, in packages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's just a bad look.
And on top of that, man, even though the people say, well, the economy was the number one priority, the economy is not really doing bad, because we can still get high. We can still party. We can still buy cigarettes. We can still pay for our habits and pay for our vices. So how are we doing bad as a country?
So are you saying that it's not the economy, it's more so our priorities?
Yes, our priorities. And so with that, what our priorities is, our country is being evaded by other people coming here illegally, because they're not coming here legally. They're sneaking into our country, getting the same benefits and being able to access the same entitlement program that we deserve as Americans. And they're saying, leave, don't touch the borders. And Biden, I mean, not Biden, but Trump is saying, man, let's stop this border crisis, because we do have a border crisis.
Ain't we one of the only countries that actually have like an open border? Like,
yeah, we're the only one.
Like I know other countries, they won't just allow.
You can't just go to North Korea. You just can't go into Russia. Right. You just can't go. So nah, man, so we got open borders, but they're allowing these people to come over to replace us, whether it's votes, cheaper wages. So I live in Texas. We got a lot of warehouse jobs, Amazon. We got a lot of hospitality jobs. And when you go in there, you say something, and you don't speak no English. Or habla español. So they tell you, man, how you get the job then? How did you get a job in America and you can't speak our language? So, man, I'm Trump all day.
Trump all day?
Yeah, I'm Trump all day.
Okay, so you happy with the elections. How do you feel about, I guess I can say, some of the shaming tactics that people try to use to be like, well, if you don't vote this way, then you're not black, or if you vote this way, then you're against us. Or
so what they did was the Democratic Party. Most people don't understand. That's the party of slavery. So when you understand history, the Democrats have always been the party who wanted slavery. They're the party who invented and originated the Ku Klux Klan, right? So they understand us more. That's why they tapped into our entertainment side, because they know we have an entertainment whore's mind. So they know us. So what they did, they played on the fact that black people in America, there's a gender war between the black man and the black woman.
Speak about it.
There's a real gender war. There's a real gender war. So they use that to try to shame the black man into voting for Kamala. Because they said the reason Trump won last time is because black men failed to come out and vote. Well, most black men can't vote. Seriously, most black men got a record, or they're not even interested. So they tried to use a shaming tactic toward black men. That's why you started seeing commercials highlighting the fact that black men need to get out and vote. That's why they went and got the ass and the. Think about this. That's why they went and got the women who shake their ass and pop their to put before, because they know what? Black men like ass and
Do it kind of make you think like, dang, so that's what they really think about us? They feel they can just have a lady on stage twerking and then we about to just run to the pose because she's up there shaking her ass or whatnot.
Well, they went and got, they know most of us follow a woman to a certain degree.
Mm.
So they went and got the ass and but they went and got the woman who our women idolize, Beyonce, the Beehive. So they went and got our women idols, put them on stage, and the traits and the characteristics of ass shaking is what made most black men tune in.
Let me ask you something. Do you believe that the black culture have a problem or have a issue or something that we need to fix to better ourselves as a people where they won't feel like, you know what, let's send somebody shaking their ass so we can get those votes? Like, what do we need to do as black people for them to start respecting our votes? Because it's like
we need to self-educate. So we need to educate ourselves inside the home, because that's where education starts at. Education begins in the home. We're not educated in our homes. Most of us can only say A, B, C, D, E, F, G by the time we go to school, and we don't know nothing else. Most of us, our families don't have the multiplication charts teaching us that before we go to school. Most of us can't count to 100 before we go to school. So we completely rely on our public school system to educate us when it really miseducates us. So we don't have a family unit. One of the strongest part of being educated, homie, is coming from a strong family. A family that values education. So they know we don't value education. That's why they bring us entertainment. So they rely on the uninformed voter. That's why most of us don't know, most black people don't know anything about the platform. We're looking at skin color. Most of us don't know anything about the candidate. We look at skin color. And before Dr. King died, part of his I Have a Dream speech was to judge me by the context of my character and not by my skin. That's what they getting us to vote on. Skin color. I was just because she black. So we're not voting based off the context of the character. Because if we was doing that, we would ask some questions. Why don't we ever see her with her white husband and her 2 white kids? They never showed us a complete picture of her and her family. Every other presidential candidate, every other elected official always get on stage with their family. She never did that, not one time during the campaign.
Hey, I got no grape in this fight, but I will say listening to his perspective is pretty entertaining.
Do you think that a black man that was running for president and had a white wife would have been able to make it as far as Kamala did?
That's why Obama's no to answer your question. That's why Obama, if you read his book, Obama dated white women. But he knew he couldn't go far in politics dating a white woman. There's no way black America will elect or vote or support a black man that has a white wife. That's why black women won't get behind Candace Owens, because she got a white husband.
Now, when I say that, it's a problem.
Oh,
I told him, I said, listen, if Barack Obama didn't have Michelle Obama, it works in his favor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, Kamala can get away with that, having a white husband, because it's, you know, of course it's a double standard when it comes to who you're marrying. You understand what I'm saying? But
well, they strategically kept her husband out of the picture.
Right.
She came to play black. She can't play black with this complete white family. So we're voting off what we see, not what we know. Think about what I just said. We're voting off what we see. Oh man, we got a black president. Man, he got a white mama. That nigga really ain't black. His wife made him black. The woman he lay down with made him black. She helped him produce black children. She has no children, but she's married to a white man with 2 white kids. Had they gave us that complete picture, it would have been hard for any black woman to accept. And let me just say this. America, white America, will never let their slave run the country.
Man, we getting a lot of quotes today. We getting a lot. Say that again for the people.
White America will never let their slaves run their country. So they'll never will elect a full black man. It's gonna always be a mulattoan. It's gonna always be something like her that's a mixed breed. They ain't finna put no full black man, no real black man that grew up in this country with a black mama and a black daddy to run their White House. It was never intended, and it never will be. They'll put a gay in, they'll put a Mexican in before they put one of us in.
I 1,000% agree. How do you guys feel about what he just said?
Did you see the reports where they were saying that like Russia is trying to end the war over Ukraine, and China want a peaceful transition and stuff like the second that Trump won? Do you feel like they saying that because they respect Trump more and they just trying to, or you think it's like they just playing mind games?
No, they're not playing mind games. We got involved in that. We want to go over there and build a U.S. embassy in Ukraine. Biden and his family have been doing business in Ukraine long before Biden became president. So he's going over there to his own special interest. The president of Ukraine is not a political person. He comes from entertainment, comedian. Why would Russian president respect him when he's been working with the KGB since he was 19, 20 years old, worked his way up to the ranks? Why would he respect an entertainer that's running Ukraine? So here we are saying we're going to put an embassy over here in Ukraine. Once we put an embassy next to a country like Russia, we typically go after that dictator. We did Muammar Gaddafi, we did Saddam Hussein. So we're gonna go next, and he said, no, this is my land. You guys aren't coming over here. So we're trying to help Ukraine overthrow Russia. When Russia is one of the largest oil-producing countries in the world, and we're telling the world, hey y'all, we're gonna stop using gas cars and go everything electric. That was Biden.
All right.
This was a hidden interest that Biden then was after, just like the Bushes went after Saddam. Mm-hmm. So, nah, man, Russia is not wrong. America is a corporation. It became a corporation in the 60s. It's not a country anymore. This is a corporation. So why wouldn't you want a businessman running your corporation? That makes sense. They want to do good business. We do good business with China. We borrow money from the Chinese. America borrow money from the Chinese so we can buy oil from the Saudis and do what all we do and still send money over to Ukraine.
Yo, the way he just broke that down, how simplistic he made it sound, you know, I get confused watching CNN, Fox. I really don't even know what's going on. So for him to break that down, that was a excellent way to like describe what's going on in the world.
See that? That makes a lot of sense, and I'm glad you spreading light on these situations, because I do like to have people on here with differences of opinion.
Yeah, people
that's not afraid to say, you know what, I do like this particular candidate, and I'm gonna stand on business about it.
Well, just think about this, homie. One of Biden's first announcements was by 2028, I think he said, we're gonna all have electric cars. If we all have electric cars, do you know how much control the government has over us?
I love it. I didn't like that.
Situation. Man, I don't like my car knowing all this. Man, give me that gas, motherfucker.
They mess around and stop you. Be like, hey, you didn't pay your phone bill.
There you go. You made a post today on social media we don't like, so your car ain't gonna work for 7 days, 3 days. So nah, man. This country cannot go electric because we've been dependent upon oil for too long. That's why we drive SUVs. That's why we keep our lights on. We burn a lot of oil and gas. That's why we're drilling for natural gas. But to have everything electric, that's giving all control to the government.
Little segue here. So when Trump was in office last time, he pardoned, I believe, Lil Wayne.
Kodak Black.
And Kodak Black.
He did the first criminal justice reform that we had seen, where so many men out of federal prison was coming home from the 90s. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we didn't go back to slavery.
Right.
Like they say we're going to do. They say, well, he going to put us back in slavery. He did last time.
Good point.
Yeah.
But that's where the fear comes in, where it's like, we're going to wake up today and we're going to be slaves today.
That's how America have always controlled their slaves. Fear, envy, and jealousy. Those three components have always been how you control the population and people. Fear, jealousy, and envy. So when he was in office, I heard Carlos Miller say in an interview, man, when Trump was president, ain't never seen with money, all of a sudden started having money. Mm-hmm. Do y'all remember all them motherfucking lobsters they was eating? Man, Hov was dumping lobsters in butter, and they would, man.
Was that the mukbangs? The mukbangs with all the food.
Man, money was flowing through our economy, and not just through the economy, it reached all the way down to the bottom. Poor motherfucker was having money. Poor niggas that ain't never had $10,000 were getting $10,000 because it stimulated and generated our economy. If nothing else, they know the poor motherfucker fit to go buy, spend, and consume.
Hey man, be quiet, man. I hear you up there talking crazy. I hear you talking crazy. Ty Gang, what you doing with this? Man, listen, man. Anybody can come on the No Game, but
I'm not
podcast.
I'm not a Trump supporter.
Hold on. Okay, let's fix that. He's not a Trump supporter.
I'm a conservative nigga who happens to vote Republican.
Okay, there we go. Let's get that straight.
Yeah, I'm a conservative. I'm a conservative who just so happens to vote Republican, and I do admire
a conservative N-word that just so happens to vote Republican is crazy.
I do respect and I do like Trump because as a kid in the 80s, they presented him to us as an upstanding white man. He's been in over 300 rap songs. Google it and look it up. ABC had a special about it.
I about to say that he used to be in all the rap songs.
All the rap songs.
I used to hit the Trump Tower just to get the 3 hours, get the bishop out the room because she used to word eyes. Hey,
Donald Trump, Bill Gates, let me in now. Come on now.
Let me in now.
So, man, so he was idolized in our culture throughout rap music. All the rappers used to get the money, go to the fights because Trump used to be involved with the Mike Tyson fights, all kind of fights. I've seen him stand next to Michael Jackson, Rosa Parks, Muhammad Ali. So I can go down a list of all the black entertainers and celebrities from the 80s throughout the 90s, even into the 2000s when he had the Apprentice show. Y'all forgot when he had the Apprentice show. You're fired. He put a lot of black people on there who hadn't been having jobs, and it relaunched them and promoted them back off into the entertainment world for us to celebrate them. That's why I don't like Claudia Jordan. So now, man, we never heard he was racist until he started trying to be president, and it came from this party. Well, he was saying that the Central Park Five need to get the death penalty. At the time he said that, they were convicted, and the world believed they done that.
Right.
We didn't know they didn't do it till they gave us a movie. That was 20 years later. Right. But at the time he made that statement, they really believed those guys had done that.
So he was speaking on what he thought he knew, at the particular time.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get new information, you're allowed to change your mind about things.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can only go off the information that's presented in front of you.
Well, you looking at the how horrific the crime was. They got these 4 people that had done this. He's from New York. The biggest fear of white people back then was black men or black boys doing this to a white woman. Our mother's greatest fears was us getting with a white woman and being accused of done something like that. So that was everybody's fear. So to have this crime happen, it was horrific. So who wouldn't say that? It's people say I need to be killed for what I say. And that's just for what he was talking about Woody daughter, he need to be killed.
I disagree with that.
Man, he maced the cat. He should be put to death. So it's people wish that on me, but they my color.
Yeah, I don't think nobody should wish death on somebody for their opinion because, one, we all got different opinions. I mean, we ain't a monolith, so you may think one thing, I may think another thing, but that don't mean I want to kill you for it. And, I am familiar with some of the threats that you be receiving.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you guys hop into my bio where you guys can follow my other social media platforms. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. We out.